We're back. I had to eat, do some laundry, clean, and now I'm back. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I'm Whitney Moon. I'm a tarot reader, aka a channeler. So I trust what comes because I trust my guides to give the messages that collective truly needs. So if it's something that comes up for you, awesome. If it's not, then just wait for the next message. Okay? No harm, no foul. All right, where are we going today? Yeah, let's do the dice. North Node, Libra, 11th house. I think that's Aquarius. Yeah. Community, justice, North Node. I kind of feel like you're coming face to face with justice, and it's actually a good thing, because if you're a good person, then that would mean that you finally, you finally get your day in court. You finally get to say what happened, your side of the story. That's what I'm getting. And you finally, get the right jury. Like if this was a mistrial or something, then this time you're going to get the right jury. This time it's going to be, like 1-to-1, meaning one person is for you, one person is against you. And that's justice, because then those two, right? What up, everybody? Okay. Those two then talk it out. And and then justice intervenes with evidence, right? And then the two of them decide if it's a guilty charge or if the person is innocent, right? But if you keep going to court and everybody is biased to the person who says that they hurt you, then you're going to get mistrial after mistrial, because they're judging you off of what this other person, about the relationship with this other person. And if they don't like you, or if you came up in their life and you were a part of something bad, okay, or a part of their judgment, like there are people in this town that call my sister and I the Doom Squad. And there's a reason behind it. If you betray my sister and I, all right, whether or not it's in a single relationship, or if they diss us both, okay, we have the tendency of taking towers down on people. And this little game that they were playing is dissolved. And I can remember moving back to this town that I particularly live in. Is a lot of demons, okay? A lot of demonic energy where I live. And it's just people that just drink, heavily abuse their bodies. So much cocaine, it's not even funny, okay? And these people are fucking fornicating with everybody. It is a fucking swamp meat fucking up here, okay? Honestly, everybody's swapping partners, everybody's getting fucking diseases, and everyone's having kids with people. It's just like, it's a fucking swamp meat. It really is, okay? And so every time, like when I moved back here, I was away this town for a couple years, and then I moved back. And when I moved back, this man who had done me wrong, okay, specifically his wife did me wrong, but he also was a part of it, as there is nobody innocent, okay, if this is what happens to them. And the bar that he owned for like 10 fucking years, 15 years, it flooded the month I came back, and it was something happened with the insurance company. So, and when a flood, like when you have to call the insurance company, you can't touch anything. You just have to, like, the insurance company is the one that handles it all. Okay, so there's something happened with the insurance company, and he waited weeks for everything to be able to get fixed, right? And then best part is this guy's been serving underagers for God knows how long. Oh yeah, pure collective reading, okay? Take it if it resonates. Take it if it resonates. And he was known for underage drinkers. So then he gets a staff member, which you are allowed to serve at the age of 18, okay? But you're not allowed physically. You're allowed to just drop it off at the table. You are not allowed to pour in Ontario, or I think it's just Ontario, if you're under the age of 19, okay? But you can deliver it, okay? So he had obviously hired somebody who was underage, and I think he had multiple people that he hired that were not 19, but that's okay because it was still by law. But then he was letting them drink after hours, and somebody called it in on him. And what was so ironic was I was working at a bar, which kind of was like his arch nemesis, which I didn't even know the bar that I ended up working at, I didn't even know existed in the town. I thought it was a little shithole, and then I ended up working there. I'm like, wow, this is his arch nemesis. Like, this really is. There's only 2 types of bars like this in this town, and he owns one, and now I work at the other. He came in only one time when I wasn't even there, so I knew this motherfucker did not want to see me. He didn't want to cry. And then actually yesterday I saw him on a jet ski on the lake, so I was like, oh, you think you're never gonna pass me? This guy thought he could avoid me for years, because he did. But then after the flood came the underage drinkers, and then boom, violation, motherfucker gets shut down. And this bar that he thought could never, nobody could ever touch his precious bar. Guess what? It only took me 3 months of being back home and for that fucking bar to break down. Then this motherfucker owned a house. They thought they had this party site. Everybody was fucking us over. Everybody talked shit about my sister and I. So boom, 2 years later, we shut it all down. Motherfucker had to sell the house. Everybody moved, including us. And we shut that little drinking party down too. Like, my sister and I are called the Doom Squad for a reason. If there's a group of people that are breaking the law and I have to stand right in the middle of it, or somehow, and this is what I don't understand. Why is it that people decide to break the law? That's fine. Why do they have to come and fuck with you once you find out? I didn't say that I was going to say, I didn't know that he had underage drinkers. I didn't know he had a flood. I didn't know anything fucking happened. I only got told because my regulars used to go there. So of course they would tell me about it. And of course I want to hear the gossip about the fucking idiot's bar across the street that's now breaking down and I just got back into town. Do I find that ironic? No. Is that called a coincidence? No. Is that I came back into town 2 years later, that guy was supposed to have done something with his company and he didn't, so I shut it down, along with 3 other companies on that same road. And honestly, I wonder what it is that I'm doing, because they call me the demolition. They call me the witch, I don't know what, the Doom Squad, all this shit. But the way that I see it is, okay, I don't do drugs, which means I'm not behind the curtain, which means I don't know what goes on there, okay? Because I'm the innocent one outside drinking, and I don't know what's going on. I usually don't know what's going on. And that's really the person who's doing the work, is the blind justice. Not really supposed to know what's going on. So nobody ever let me in the back door. Nobody ever let me know what was going on there, but I knew something fishy was going on there. So I went, fine. You don't want to fix it? You don't want to allow your business to go at least a little bit legit? Really? For like, okay, if you were that fucking great, you could have already done this yourself, but he didn't. Okay, he didn't do anything for that business that he was supposed to do. He just continued to feed everybody poison and cocaine and fucking Lord knows what else. So he got shut down. Why am I responsible for that? I'm not responsible for that. He had an evaluation. He never passed anything. He thought he could fuck me over and I wasn't going to take his whole life. Guess what? I took his house, I took his wife, and then I took his business. Boom. You don't think you can't do that? It takes a while. I mean, shit, this took fucking 10 years to do, but whatever it was that he did to me, it's called clapback. I mean, it takes a little while, and I didn't even really know that I was doing it, but I fucking warned him, and I warned everybody around him, don't fuck with me. If you're going to be around me, don't fucking lie to me. If you're going to be around me, don't fucking talk shit about me. If you're going to be around me, have some goddamn respect, because I already fucking told you what was going to happen if you decided to go and fuck that person. You did. Well, guess what? Karma's going to bite your ass. Just because I told you that does not mean that I'm karma. I'm sorry. I've got power, but not that much, okay? I'm not a fucking storm. I can just read the energy, and I know if people are full of shit or not. You can't stand in front of me with a fucking face full of shit and tell me that it ain't shit that I'm smelling, because I fucking know that it is. But so many people hide, and they got shit smeared all over their face, and people are like, yeah, whatever, I can't smell it anymore. Yeah, because you're just used to it. You can't smell what that person is because you're adjusted to it. I'm not. Okay, my nose is very sensitive. I smell shit from a fucking mile away. I'm like a shark. You want to come in with blood, then you're coming in face to face with somebody who knows what they're doing. And if these people don't know what they're doing, they're going to run away. My stepmother won't look at me. You know why she won't look at me? Because I'm the one that didn't do anything and she's the guilty party. The guilty party runs away. The coward runs away. The one who's been fucking, you know, fighting war since the day they were born ain't running away from anything. We're chasing people, trying to get them to turn around, just so then they would tell us something. Just to, why are you running away? If you didn't do anything, why am I chasing you? If you didn't do anything, why are you running away? If you didn't do anything, why are you keeping that information from me? Right? But they want to keep talking some bullshit, and then we, the collective, have to go running around trying to figure out what the fuck is going on because somebody just decided they were going to lie. Well, guess what? So many people can lie, but yet your life gets based off of somebody else's bullshit that they want to say about you? Watch the world take them down. Because at the same time, I can't say shit that I took any of this guy's life away from him because I physically didn't do a single thing. Spirit did. I was just a part of the evaluations. I know when I'm evaluating somebody, when I'm evaluating their bar, if I'm evaluating their life, if I'm evaluating them as a fucking human or as a parent, I know my evaluations. And that's the thing is for the most part, if you are collective, you know, in a sense where you've got your fucking eye open and you know what you're doing and you're on mission, then you're passing these people to every single day. You wouldn't believe the witness that you have to be to simply, I watched some guy take a swig of alcohol from his trunk after he put his daughter in the back seat. I just had to see that, but I saw him and like, now I think like, should I call the cops or something? But like, I was just supposed to be a witness. I was just supposed to watch him take a fucking, you know, swig of something and then get in the car and drive his daughter, right? Like sometimes we just have to watch these things. And because our eyes are, you know, video recorders, that's why we have memory, right? We have memory for a reason because everything is on film. And if I didn't know that, then I wouldn't be able to go back into my memories and go, okay, I'm going to pick this tape and I'm going to put it in, right? How can we do that if it's not the way that it is? Obviously, maybe not me like exactly how I think it is. I don't really fucking know, but I know that there's something is recorded, or how can I go into my memories and re-see my mind if it's not recorded, right? What up, Danny? Okay. So I feel like whatever this is now is you're looking at justice now and you've got like this clean slate because you have a clean jury. Okay. You have a judge that wasn't just paid off by your fucking arch nemesis. Okay. You've got this guardian team around you that are going to be your lawyers. Okay. And I think the reason why, and this card's just staring at me. So I'm guessing that this could be the reason why, but it's because you've been on lockdown, which means whatever it is that they're saying, they can't peg you for being out and spending money if you never go shopping. They can't claim that your ship is going down if you never get out of it, right? If the ship was going down, then you would get out of it. Why are you going down with it if it's going, you know what I mean? So what they're saying isn't right, which means everything that your trial, your judge, your jury, everything has been on account of somebody else. And now I can't help it. I put this deck in my hands the wrong way by accident. And look, it's the Lovers and it was in reverse. Okay. And that to me is like somebody made a decision. Somebody in a relationship made a decision. Okay. And whatever that decision was, it forced you into a lot of corruption. Like that's a lot of mistrial. I just heard misinformation, miseducation, right? There's this, whatever this person was putting out there, it was all false. It was all wrong. It was all to make you look bad. Okay. And you're not a bad person, which means eventually it's going to come out that way. But they don't, you know, maybe they think that everybody is just as full of shit as they are. Right. And you, I don't know, are just trying to play everybody like they do. Maybe they think you're a really good actor and you're not acting. I can tell you that right now. There's Page of Wands with a message. So that would be the burden lifted. You know, like that's a lot of, in the movie, you know, The Godfather, that's when they bury the body of somebody, I forget who. So maybe this could also be whoever is a part of this relationship that has been hurting you. One of the people might die. And then it's like it breaks the curse. You know, it breaks these like weird memories and stuff that they have. And it turns it into like some type of nostalgia, loving nostalgia instead. Oh. Whoa, I just got really dizzy. Oof, that was weird. Okay, 7 of Wands and strength. Double strength. Look at that. Strength, and then the 7 of Wands, which is also representing of strength right there. Like, what the fuck? Double strength? That's a lot of fire energy. There's the burden. Okay, this is actually what I thought this card was. But see, that's what he's got on his back is what's right here laying down. Okay, because it would go the 10 of Wands to the Page of Wands, right? And then to the Queen to the King. So what he's carrying on his back, he then lays down. And then look at that double sword with the 7 of Swords in reverse with the 4 of Swords. See what I mean? Like you've been hiding or something. That's what the 4 of Wands is, or the 4 of Swords is about. It's about healing. Okay, it's always that person, you know, laying in the coffin, which is technically the coffin that's on this person's back. What the fuck? This is really coming together. Okay. And then there's the theft in reverse, the break of the lock, but in reverse, which means this is where the corruption would be, the broken lock. Okay, so if this is like all metaphorically speaking, then metaphorically speaking, you had like some type of storage unit out there and you had it all locked up and somebody came in and took all your shit. They've been saying you left it unlocked, you were irresponsible, you didn't follow up on things, you. Okay, and this whole thing has been all about them coming and cutting your locks. Okay, that's what this shit is about. And like, no wonder this is hard because for the most part, this ends up being collective's word against karmic's word. Okay, and karmic is the one that wants to fight. Karmic is the one that wants to pull these things out of fucking collective. They want to get them all triggered and pissed off, and okay, they want to, you know, just never sweep the dust under the rug. These kind of people are sweeping the dust up in people's faces, going, "Hello, okay." They are not going to let anything settle. Okay, which is why you end up winning because you did go and settle. So you didn't do what they did. Okay, they put this fucking coffin on your back and they tried to kill you and they did all this shit. And like you just, you know, you got strength from being quiet. Like, and you know what? Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm looking at this 11 here. Okay, then I'm looking at strength, okay, which is number 8 in the major. But what is justice? 11. So that's 11. So I just heard the ding, 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 ding. You know, like that's fucking 11. That's divine as shit. Okay, stability. Look at the safe. Oh, and what would you have in a storage unit? A safe. And what would get broken into? A safe. Oh my fucking God. So you had all this money in a safe. Somebody came in, took the money, and then said it was because of you. You did it. And that burden has been on your back this whole time. Like you're the one that lost all the money and you're the one that this. And that was, no, they cut the locks. How can you get around that? Like how could you have possibly prepared for them to break a lock when that is all you can put on a storage unit? There is no other option. Have you had a storage unit? You get one lock, bitch, and that's it. Like, so fuck. What were you supposed to do? Oh, that's rude as fuck. Like, these people are in, like, that. I'm sorry, but, like, you can make things difficult for people, sure, if you don't like them, but, like, travel. Okay. To do that is, like, wow. Like, obviously accidents happen, okay, but this wasn't even an accident. This was a break-in. A break-in isn't an accident on the owner's fault. A break-in is a break-in on the fucking people who broke in. Oh my God. Like, you locked the storage unit and everything. You put the lock on. You did your part. Like, wow. And you've been carrying around that burden where they just said you left everything, you were tardy, you didn't pay attention, you were high, or you were drunk, or you were fucking not paying attention. And you were like, what? Okay, so I was in high school. I hung out with this girl we all used to smoke back in the day, like, I'm talking cigarettes, and we would smoke in her garage. And this is really weird because this chick, she had the exact same house as my father and my stepmother, like 2 streets down. Okay, really fucking creepy. I would go into her house, but it was, Yeah, it was, oh my God, I thought it was backwards, but it wasn't. It was actually facing the same way. Anyways, I was over there one night and her mom got home. She was making dinner. We were all, like, me, my friend and her mom, we sat down, and then her brother always liked to smoke right before he ate. So he was in the garage having a smoke. Okay, we get our plates or whatever. Then he comes in, he gets his plate. He's taking his time. Okay, and then I don't know the timing because we were in the other room, so I don't know the timing on it. But all of a sudden, as I'm like we're just starting to eat. Okay, we just sat down, we're just starting to eat. And all of a sudden, Mike yells, "Oh my God, Mom, the garage is on fire." Oh, you should feel the goosebumps right now. And obviously we get up, we go running, okay, and the garage is full of smoke, okay? And so we get everybody out of the house, and then now her brother's got to start going in, okay? He's got to back the car up because the car is pushed up against the garage. I called 911. Oh my God, fucking my girlfriend had to go in and get all her mom's files. Her brother had to find the dog that sleeps in the closet. It's so much going on, okay? And through this entire thing, nobody once said, "Mike, it was your fucking cigarette." Nobody. Okay, so then her dad is working. Okay, her dad's working at GM. We call the dad. The fucking dad comes home. It takes the fire department 45 minutes, okay, before they're even shooting water at the house. It was, like, unbearable to watch. Like, we were like, because there was firemen everywhere, nobody doing anything because you got to turn on the water and you got to, oh my God. It was like torture watching this shit go down. And even his dad got home, okay? And we were all sitting there and fucking everybody on the streets there, fucking everybody's there, right? Even his dad didn't say anything. Nobody said anything to Mike. So then they get set up at the hotel. The fucking insurance company puts them up at the hotel, whatever. I come and see them. I bring dinner for them because I know they're in a hotel and that really sucks. And she had been my friend for like a couple years and like they were just really good people. So I brought them over tacos and everything. I made tacos and because I thought that was easy for them to put together in the motel. And so then like her brother goes outside and I go, so like, what the fuck, man? Like, are we going to talk about the elephant in the room? Like, obviously Mike fucking burnt the house down. And she's like, yeah, so we're not talking about it. And I'm like, are you serious? And she's like, nobody has said a word to him. She's like, I've spoken to my parents about it a few times when he isn't around. And like, and the insurance company, they had to like talk to the insurance company while her brother was standing there. But then her parents like was like, don't, you know, and then so nobody said anything to him. Nobody did. Nobody blamed it on him. I mean, he was like grown. He was like fucking 18 years old. Like we weren't young. Sorry, I should have said that. We were like 18, 19 years old. Okay, we weren't young. And even to this day, I drove by her house because I was back in neighborhood again, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to drive by the house because I want to know if her parents still live there. And I'm pretty sure her parents still live there, which is awesome because they got the house rebuilt and everything. And I went, oh my God, like, what do you think the odds were that I was there? Because like very rarely did I eat there, you know, like we didn't hang out that much, you know, like, but we did, but we didn't, you know, but like, what are the odds? Like, not only was I there for dinner, but yeah, what else was I going to say? But I was like, I just thought, like, what are the odds that I'm there, you know, when this happens? Like, because he was smoking in that garage for 5 years. Okay. He probably still smokes in his own garage. Right. And then it's just like the timing of everything. And then just the fact that I had to be a witness to it or something. Right. And that they never blamed it on him. I thought, like, because, man, my parents blamed me for shit that, like, I wasn't even around for. Okay, they still blame me for this, like, shit going on with his wife and blah, 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 when they're the puppeteers. Okay, they're the ones controlling everything, and they know it. So whatever it is that they say, people just believe, right? And they blame my sister and I for everything. If there's something that my father can blame on my sister and I, even miles away, he'll do it. He's a narcissist. That's what narcissists do. They'll never take, you know, blame for anything. Okay, they want to blame it on other people. If they're kids, fucking even better. Blame it on the kids. They're young, they're stupid, and nobody cares, right? But people who actually love their kids, okay, that know that they make a decision to protect their child because they know that if they blame their child for it, knowing that it is their child's fault, that person could carry that weight for the rest of their life. And why would they? Because accidents do happen. And how are we supposed to blame somebody for something? Like I got blamed for something this one time, and I cried for hours because like I'd never been treated so bad. I was like 8 years old. I'd never been treated so bad. I couldn't understand why they blamed me. Then I was forced to clean everything up myself while everybody walked away from me. And I thought the lessons that they said that I had to learn and the things that they said Whitney had to learn, and Whitney was an asshole, and Whitney this. I dealt with things that weren't my problem, that weren't my, you know, issues to learn. They were my parents' issues to get over. Right? Like when life wants to teach you something, it will. You do not need somebody standing in front of you, acting like an adult going, you need to learn a lesson. Actually, honey, I think you do. Because you're standing in front of a grown-up right now telling them that they have to learn a lesson when I don't really think that that's your fucking job. I don't really think that you should be doing that. I think you need to sit the fuck down because I think little girls and little boys want to go around telling everybody what to do and that they've got lessons to learn. But people who are in their skin, yo, I don't need to teach nobody a lesson. I walk away from that shit. They have already learned it. They yell at me, they cut me off, they do something. They've learned their lesson. I don't need to amp that up in any way. Go and deal with God yourself. I can deal with my shit, okay? Like, why people feel like they need to put their into it, beyond me, okay? But I feel like those are the judges and juries that have been active in Collective's life that now, you know, the real divines know that these jobs have been put in the wrong people's hands. And which means if they've been put in the wrong people's hands, then they've been making the wrong decisions. Okay. And that is cause for a huge mistrial. That's like finding out that one of the jury members is massively racist against your specific race or massively gender specific, you know, like that will fuck up an entire jury because of something, some type of, I don't know, personal belief. They don't get a personal belief to deal with what has gone on in your life. Okay, they don't. So I don't know who they think they are. But they've been the fake judges of juries, yeah. They've been the fake ones, okay, that have been putting Collective through garbage. Okay, and then look at this. We got the megaphone underneath with strong opinion, and it was in reverse. Okay, and the reason why I feel like it was in reverse is because I feel like somebody's strong opinion on you has misguided everybody else. Like, I don't understand why they have to have an opinion of you. And why do they have to have such a strong opinion of you? To the point where they you know, what would that be? They misguide oceans, you know? Or they suddenly turn the tides. Like, really? Because they don't like you? They have a strong opinion about you? Like, I swear, if people just spent half the amount of energy on themselves than they do at hating collective and hating this and hating that, they could change their whole fucking life. They would become a different person. But for some reason, the power of collective and karmic's hate of you because of that power will always force us to do tarot readings. Literally, I don't get it. Like, but I mean, I guess it gives me a job. But like, I mean, I could do tarot readings on different topics. Okay, they don't have to be this fucking bad. But anyways, Jesus Christ, what up, Lauren? When did I get to see what a nice family is like? I never got to see a nice family. Oh, are you talking about you guys? Oh yeah, don't worry, Diane. Lauren's cool. She's been here a few times. Oh, hey, Angel. Honestly, the fucking fire in the garage. Oh yeah, my sister's house caught fire this one time. Like, it can happen so easily. I had to jump on the wall and put this blanket out with my body, and I burnt up my pajamas and shit. Honestly, there's a reason why we have adrenaline, and it's when you are pumped adrenaline, you feel no pain. Like, I jumped on a wall of fire. It was either that or I lost the house. I jumped on a wall of fire and I didn't feel anything. And what was so weird was my pajamas got all burnt up. My arm hair got burnt up. And I didn't feel a single burn afterwards. Nothing. I had to have gotten burned. I put a blanket of fire out and I didn't have a single burn. And all my arm hair was burnt off. And I'm pretty sure I burnt my hair. And like I said, my pajamas were burnt up. I couldn't wear them again after that. They were all melted and shit. And I didn't have a single burn on me. And I only had seconds. If I didn't react when I did, how I did, we would have lost the house. Because, like, I mean, fires get out of control so quickly that if I didn't, like I said, you know, you only have 1 minute. Like, that's literally it. And within that minute, and a fire, like, I mean, I'm talking like you only have seconds, to be honest. Like, seconds. Like, I mean, from the second that fire started, I had 30 seconds and the whole wall and blanket had been covered in flame. But the flame was on the blanket. And then once I took the flame off the wall, then the wall stopped burning. Because the walls take a while to catch flame. That's why if there's like pictures and stuff, all those will catch fire before like a wall will catch fire. Right? And it's like, I didn't feel no pain. I did something else too, I forget. And I bashed up my whole leg. Something in the water. And I didn't feel it. And I didn't feel it afterwards either. And I had a fucking bruise. And I was like, is that like fate or something? Is that what they call that? Like, like, what is that? How do you hurt yourself? How do you burn yourself? And then like, I went like swimming yesterday and I could feel the burn on my body, which I'm not even burned, but I could feel the sun on my body for hours. So I'm like, how the fuck did I not feel that? So like, riddle me that. Spirit works in mysterious ways. I bet you any money I had like a cloak around me or something because I didn't get fucking touched, even though I did, you know? So I don't know. Spirit is powerful. Okay. Whatever you call it. I mean, you want to call it spirit. You want to call it God. You want to call it light. I mean, you can pretty much call it whatever you want. I'm pretty sure I just saw some flash of light on the screen. I don't know what that was. Oh, it was probably that. Okay. Okay. What do we have? 35, 33. I'm going to pull some more cards. I have so much shit to do today because I had to keep my lights off for 3 days because it was so hot. So I'm trying to catch up. So I got some time right now, though. For the next reading, the spider, Mother Nature's wrath. Woo-wee! Death over life, dreams, the devil, Mothman prophecies, and emotional as fuck. If you haven't watched Mothman Prophecies, watch it. Because it's a really good movie. The devil with Satan on the bottom. Ha! Santa Satan. Fuck off, really? And then the star. Okay. Social media. Okay. So. Somebody's been trapped. Something's been trapped. I think it's part of this devil energy. Okay, because I think with the whole Mother Nature's wrath thing, I'm guessing that, I mean, with dreams would be Freddy. So I feel like there is some type of demonic energy that I think has been guiding, been taking you over with the star energy. Okay, I think it's finally been, I just heard assassinated. Okay, whatever the hell that means. In a sense of spiritual energy around you. Okay, I don't really know. But, I mean, with death over life, it has been taken out. Okay, because if it was active, it would be life over death. Okay? Trust me, I designed these cards for a specific reason. I think every reader should make their own deck, okay, just for communication purposes. Even if you start off with a deck like this, where you just take normal cards and you write shit on it that resonate with the King of, Wands, right? Because then you can communicate with it. They're your cards with your words, So, the way I'm getting out of this, because nobody else has this deck of cards in the world but me. So, that means that somebody in your psyche around you has been trapped by a spiritual being, okay, because your ancestors were tired of it. This person has been invading your dreams, and they've been taking things away from you. Where they're supposed to be giving, they're taking, okay? And that's what the devil does. The devil doesn't have a fucking little bone in his body that says, thou shalt give back, okay? No, he takes and that's it. He doesn't give a fuck if you don't like that, okay? So somebody, this energy has been depleting somebody, okay? And with Mothman Prophecies, I have a feeling that I feel like someone's been told about this because, I mean, the reason why Indrid does what he does, she, he, whatever that energy does, he gives people's prophecies for a reason. Okay, he gives them prophecies to save their life. Technically meaning the Mothman does not wish people harm. Okay, even when in the movie, when he scars that guy's eyes up, and you wonder, why did he do that? Or she, why did Indra do that? Why did the Mothman do that? Because he was supposed to see something. And he didn't, because he still died. Why was he on that bridge? Why would you go on a bridge that's backed up? Why wouldn't you wait? Why would you, can't wait to get in there, right? And then because he probably wasn't supposed to be getting married to the girl that he was screwing around with in the car, but he dropped her off to get a wedding dress, left, and then died. If he had decided when he saw the Mothman to see through that relationship that maybe it wasn't a good one for him, he wouldn't have asked her to marry him. Hence, he wouldn't have been on that bridge that night that collapsed where he died. Okay, so you can see things if you choose to see it. Okay, and I see things in a miracle form. I always have. People call me naive. They say I dream too much, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. It's never stopped me from believing in a miracle when I see one, because I know when I've seen one. Right? Because they're not that far and few. They're actually very much around you every day. It's just you choose to see the negative or the positive of your life. And I think that this entity has been making you see the negative. Okay. And possibly making you take things away from people, constantly trying to tempt you into stealing, tempt you into taking this, oh, let that just, not find its way home, right? Stuff like that. Temptation is the devil. Okay. It's whether or not you decide to join the devil's side or not. Okay. And if you do, then, just be aware that there are cameras around. If he tells you to steal, you're most likely going to be recorded for. Okay. So with social media, I'm guessing something's been recorded. Okay, because what is social media if not media? Okay, which means something's been recorded now. And I feel like for everybody to see. Okay, so what, like I said in the beginning of the reading, when I was like, our eyes are little recorders, like they are video recorders. They're recording everything. That's how your memories work. Okay, so if we record everything, then your ancestors have found out what this person is making you do, and they know that you're on the side of giving. So why are they telling you to steal? It's a front. Okay, and you might be a little bit more emotional now than what you're used to. Okay, and that's possibly because of the devil creeping in. Okay, whatever is on media, there's prophecy right under media. Okay, so that's where I feel like somebody knows what I'm talking about. They've seen this coming. They've seen either the make or break of their life, kind of. Okay, and there's Sherlock on the bottom where it's like somebody has to do some research here to see if what I'm talking about is actually, resonating with them, kind of thing. But I definitely feel like there's been some detective work. Okay, like Spirit's been trying to figure out some shit that's going on with you. Because, surprisingly, Spirit says, you do have people who watch out for you, even if they're not in 3D. And I just hit my elbow. Okay, there is the volcano. Something's erupting. Two sides. There's a Mothman just moved, and there's the sun. So I think you're coming on the other side of this. Okay, and I think that once the devil realizes that you're detaching from his energy and he no longer controls you, okay, because he's the thing that's been caught. Or the devil's the thing that sent whatever this is into your life to continuously steal from you, continuously give you things, but yet take them back, like Indian giving, right? I'll give it to you and then they take it away. Give it to you and then they take it away. This is that two sides. They keep giving and taking and giving and taking. And it's like, you can't do that anymore. You either fucking give it and you give it or that's it. Okay, but I think the reason why they take it back is because they think that you're not going to return anything. So then they take it back. So this person isn't allowing you, to pay your debts. Okay. And like karmic debts. I mean, my God, it could take lifetimes to pay those kind of debts back. Okay. So this is something that these people are lined up to do for you. They're supposed to give you something. Okay. And then centuries later, you're going to pay for it. Okay. Because that's the way that that's why it's just the way things work. I don't fucking know why. Okay. But then they're like, no, you're going to give it back to me in this century right now. And you're like, that's not the way that this is lined up. I don't have it. I told you I don't. That's why it's supposed to take lifetimes to get it back to you, because this is what, the whole karma thing works. Giving, receiving. What you put out is what you get. This is shit that you put out there knowing that you were going to get into a difficult situation. You needed that karma to come back around for you. And these motherfuckers said no. Again, devil influenced. Get this money back. Get this money back. Quick, quick, quick. They're never going to pay you back. And they get all emotional about it. Oh, I'm going to lose all my money and I'm going to lose my house if I give them this $2,000, okay? Horrible choice. God almighty, tell me about it. These people made an awful decision to continue to take the things that they gave to you away. Okay, so this is like that is not, especially if this was your parents or something like that, or this was some type of contract you were in. These were things that they were supposed to give you. That's what Santa does. He delivers gifts that the kids need that are good. Well, they say you were naughty? Yeah. Apparently that's the way they're acting. So somebody needs to look in the fucking mirror. And I don't have mirrors in my house. Well, not ones that I look at anyways. They're all covered up. So it ain't me. And I mean, you probably look in a mirror, but like, regardless, this isn't you. Okay. Then there's sickness. Like whoever this person is that you're dealing with or people, they're sick. There's something up there. Okay. And maybe they're the delusional ones. Maybe they're the ones that are devil influenced, you know, and like the devil has crept into your life because of the relationship that you have with these people. Okay. The devil keeps saying you have to give to them. You have to give to them. Like, okay, I got to give. Like the devil keeps telling me I have to give to these people that I don't even know. I don't even like. I thought somebody just walked up behind me. That was so creepy. I think there's a ghost in my house right now. Weird. I don't know if somebody knows somebody named Jake. I don't know. That's what he said his name was, Jake. I'm like, I'm not interested in what you have to say. You need to get out of my house. Okay, maybe, again, like sometimes, I mean, like, I don't know what's going on, but there's definitely a lot of very active energies that are around, okay? And be very careful, you know, of like what you hear and what you think is going on and stuff like that, because sometimes it just takes a quick, you know, Palo Santo, you know, little spritz here and there, okay, and to get these energies to literally go away. So, whatever this reading was about, take it, like I said, if it resonates. If not, wait for the next one. But there's definitely, you know, somebody who's been caught. And the reason why they were caught is because they probably set you up to unalive you. Right? Because again, that's what Indra does. It's lined up death contracts that obviously don't have to be fulfilled because they, you know, you can choose your own death if you want. If you're paying attention, then no, you will not go to the bridge, you know, that tends to be a little shaky the day that, you know, they're calling for a bunch of earthquakes. Right? Like, be smart, right? Spirit would tell you, stay the fuck away from that road. What are you thinking? Because it's not like it's a matter of will it happen? It's a matter of it can happen. So what's the point of saying, well, it might or it might not? It can and it will. It's just a matter of time. So why would you want to be on that bridge when that happened? If you got told to go the other way, and if you get told to go the other way, and the other way is the long way, and you got nothing else to do, then don't go the short way. Go the long way. They're telling you for a reason. And again, it's not about what are the odds that it will happen. It's like, it's a state of it can happen and it will. It's just a matter of when, okay? So don't question spirit, or spirit won't fucking help you. They won't care. They'll keep trying and trying and trying, but if they're not, no one is answering, then how many times do you expect them to call, right? If you got the fucking phone on silent. They're going to call the people that got their phone on alert first, and then the people who, you know, have their phone on silent after. Okay, what do we got? 50-22. No. Okay, possibly the last message. Here we go. Take what resonates. Okay, so this is for somebody in collective that is separated from somebody right now, possibly because the somebody was seduced. Wow, easy. I just really choked. Okay, possibly because they were seduced away from you by somebody else's energy. Okay, this person now they have learned their mistake. Wow. Okay, this person, whoever this person was in the past, they were like easily tempted away from you. Okay. And I think that was a pretty good decision, because I think that forced collective to make way better choices in their life than to just be with somebody who could just be so easily tempted. Easily persuaded is what I wanted to say. I put persuaded and temptation together. Oh, dyslexia, you are my best friend. Okay, I make up words all the time. Okay, so it's as if they, you know, they have now this temptation that got them to walk away from you. It allowed you to see that you deserved something much better than that. And to be honest, I think that it made this person, the other, you know, this karmic relationship, okay, this karmic, right? I don't think that third party lasted. Okay. And once, I think really it was just like a really long one night stand. Okay. Which is why, you know, if it comes up in readings, I always try to say, like, don't meet people in bars. It is like, it's a one night stand that you decide to turn into a relationship, right? It is when it should be one and done. Right. And like we get depressed and lonely and sad, and we confide in people that are around us. And if you're, you know, a fly at a bar, then yeah, you're going to be taking people home and just starting relationships with them. Okay. So I feel like whoever this person, you know, that you lost this person to, they were just a one night stand that this person called a partner for a long time. Okay. And that is what I think hurt them the most, was because if they had left you for somebody that they were in love with, then they would, I mean, it would hurt them, but it would have been worth it. Whoever they left you for wasn't worth it. Okay. So they're even grieving that. So not only are they grieving that they hurt you, but now they have to think about that it wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even good in any way, right? It was just an addiction. They were codependently still needing somebody. So if they broke up with you, they would have to do it with a partner. They couldn't just break up with you and be single. Whereas I think you stayed single. Or, I think somebody left for a relationship, whereas the other person was like, you know how that happens sometimes? And why does it always seem like at every breakup, one person goes and dates somebody right away while the other one stays single? You realize that, and you know the one that chooses to date right away is the more heartbroken one, because the one who chooses to stay single will help and mend their heart. The other one who gets into a relationship just puts a box over their heart and thinks that they can go and love something else. But that love, once they take that box away, it's still sitting there. They didn't heal it. They didn't do anything with it. They just covered it up with a different relationship. Right? You healed things. So that hurts them, because now I think they think that you're healed away from them forever and that you're never going to want them back. Which sometimes is what separation does to people, right? Because once you get separated from them, then you're like, it takes a really long time to want to be back together with somebody, right? So this person is, I think they went through the past, and I think that they really learned from it and really learned from their mistakes. Okay. Because I heard they made shitty mistakes. They made mistakes that hurt people. Okay. And now it wasn't even worth it. I mean, is it really worth it when we hurt people? No, it never is. Okay. We need to learn to heal before we hurt as a retaliation. Okay. And there's the Grim Reaper on the bottom of the deck. Okay, and he says, grow and transform your life. There are no second chances. The relationship is over. Okay, and right now, that's what this person is looking at. This person is looking at you going, that relationship is over. That relationship is done. They don't see a future. So, they must have really fucking fucked with you. Because, don't they always say, as long as you're apologetic about it, then why wouldn't somebody forgive you? There's paradise. Playfulness, joy, expansion. Okay, so this person you now might come across, okay? And yeah, there's wedding rings. This might be a friendly encounter, put it that way, which means if they want to see you or something like that, or if they reach out, I swear to fucking God, I can hear people running around. Oh my God, this house creeps me out so much. Okay, I feel like they really, really, if they come back, I think it's going to be, they're going to try, I don't know how, I'm trying to find the words. I'm getting a little tongue-tied. Because I think it's going to be, it's different for everybody, obviously. But I feel like once they say something to you, because the person who ran away and got into another relationship is the one that's going to have to come back. They're the ones that are going to have to apologize for what they did. Okay, so if they decide that they're going to apologize for what they did, then I would see it as, okay, if you accept their apology, then you might say something like, we really have to take this slow because I really have to learn to trust you. That's going to be and I think what's going to be so awesome about that is I think that whoever this person is, this ex of yours, I think that they have had it really easy when it comes to relationships. It seemed like they just were able to jump from one to another, right? Even though it was the wrong move, it doesn't mean that it didn't manifest in their life very easily. Okay, so I feel like what they're going to end up doing, I think that this is going to teach them a lot. Like they actually have to try for something, right? They're going to, like, I'm not saying making them jump, like make them jump through hoops and make them drive around for you. Like that's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is if you don't necessarily trust them, then they might just have to work at it a little bit harder. And then by working at it a little bit harder, now I'm getting why can't you, the reason why you should never break an egg on a bird and do everything for it, okay, is because when a bird is peaking, that's what they call it, they peck their way out once they run out of oxygen inside an egg, okay, because they have an oxygen sac in there. Once they run out of oxygen, then they have to survive. They have to peck their way out. So they peck an air hole, okay, they get enough strength to peck an air hole. Then they have to sit there for a while. Okay, then they've got to peck a little bit more, get it bigger. Okay, now they got their head out. If they don't do that themselves, then they don't build original muscles that allow them to survive. Okay, so whatever this is, this person is going to have to, these things that they're going to have to do for you, make them stronger so then it can survive. Because if you just make it easy for them again and just allow them in and just jump back into a relationship and get back into bed and all this shit, then there's nobody's acquired any muscle, right? Which means the strength of the relationship is going to be very weak if it even survives. It's going to have to be bottle fed and it's going to have to be, babied. And we all know what happens with coddling relationships. Okay, it doesn't work. And then usually somebody ends up coddling until the end, which becomes the enabler. And now somebody becomes, toxic, and it's just not good because then somebody didn't get the strength. Somebody got the easy way out of the egg and didn't have to get any muscles. Well, eventually, okay, that's like not studying for tests. Eventually there's going to be a midterm. Like, how do you expect to get through the midterm if you didn't take a single test? Right? So, I mean, this is a huge message in itself. That's why wedding rings is on the bottom. And it's in reverse with engagement ring. Fuck off. Are you kidding? Oh my God. Self-indulgence in reverse. Look at this. It's never lined up like that. Engagement ring, then wedding ring. Like, fuck off. Like, fuck off. Spirit is, they just, if they want to say something, they gonna say it. Okay, and they said it. I feel like this person is going to have to, one thing that they might do is pop the question pretty quick. Okay, and honestly, again, with the whole, why do fools rush in? Okay, remember that. You don't have to rush into something, right? Don't just ask somebody to marry you right away because you feel like that's the only way to keep them in a relationship. Like, how about, hey, do you want to date? Do you want to go steady? Do you want to hold hands? Okay. There's no need to put a fucking ring on it within 30 days. I wouldn't even say within 60 days or 90 days. Wait. Okay. Take your steps. Anybody who misses steps or wants to skip steps, it's because you want to just get to the finish line. But then once you're at the finish line, then what? Right? Like, can't you, slowly get there? Right? Because it's not a race. This is not a race. Okay. And I think whoever this person is, maybe sometimes they think that life is a race and they have to get it right away and they have to trump it. That's the way they know that it's theirs. But you ever heard of that saying, kind of like, if you love something, let it go? Okay. And that's the one thing you have to understand is like, even when you're trying to gain the trust of something, especially animals, you have to just set them food and just sit there. Okay, there's so much trust that has to be built with a human and an animal, especially an animal who's been abused. They will not just go running up to a human that's been smacking them around. Okay, for all they know, every human is the same. Okay, so whatever this is about, take your steps. You know, put the food out. Don't just try to beg it. Don't just try to chase it around and scare the shit out of it. You know, fucking talk to it. Put something else. Sit there. Wait for it to come over to you, right? Patience. Patience. This is where patience comes in. You know how they say you need to learn how to wait. You need patience on shit that they're trying to force on you. This is what patience is about. Okay, this is what it's about. It's not about trying to race to get to the next red light. This is, we got all these things that have to be done before we can even think about stopping the car and or even shutting it off. Okay, so huge. I like this message. This is a good message. See, talking. Can't you just talk? Can you just talk? Can you just say things? Use your words. You're jumping in bed with each other. Like, okay, can't you just say, hey, by the way, I like you. Just want to let you know I like you. I got the hots for you. I still think about you. Okay? Like, what's wrong with that? Oh my gosh. I saw this video, and it was a therapist that had set it up with their clients, okay, to put blindfolds on them and then allow them to see people, bring people of their past to sit in front of them. And then they take their blindfold off and see the person of the past. And there was a woman, and it was her session, and she was put, an ex-boyfriend that she had dated 22 years before was put in front of her. And she took the blindfold off and she looked at him. And again, hadn't seen him for 22 years. Okay. And they just sat there. She didn't even have words. He couldn't say anything. She was speechless, and all she did was put her hands out. And that was the gesture, right? Like, what are you, like, I don't understand why people want to jump on things, why they want to trump things, why they want to just, you know, suffocate them, because that's the lusty love that burns things out. It suffocates relationships, and then where do you go from there? That's the jumping through the hoops. That's the, well, I jumped through one for you, so I'll just keep jumping through them. Like, you can't do that. Like, that's not realistic. Anybody who thinks that that's realistic, you're never, like, your relationships are burning out for a reason, because that jump through hoop thing, it doesn't exist. It's a facade. It's something that, you know, they sell you for Valentine's Day. That's the fucking joke. That's the thing that people are buying. That's the thing that all these dudes buy with these women, thinking that somehow they're going to turn into these other women. How are they going to turn into regular women when you married a brat? You married a brat, you get a brat. Okay? Because they're looking for a daddy, not looking for a husband. Okay? So, and then we got ascending. Last card. 107:37. I looked at the clock. That's amazing. 777. Okay. Ascending, which means there are obstacles, okay, that I think the both of you had to get through. Okay. And this person now, is preparing to see you again. And I again, with that therapy session, like, that man knew he was going to see her, but she didn't know she was going to see him. Okay. So this could be the thing of, like, somebody's preparing to see you and you don't even know about it. And now I just started getting this song by Jan Arden, and it's called Living Under June. And now I'm like, is this going to happen in June? It could, because we got that 4. Remember that 4? Maybe it's in 4 days. I don't know. There is a love call. That's not even the last card, because I haven't even fucking read this card yet. See, I feel like they reach out. I feel like they say something. This could be like they could find you on Facebook and they could reach out. I feel like this person has been separated from you for a long time. This isn't just you woke up yesterday. This is a long time. Like, those two people, 22 years. I also feel like whoever this person was that decided to go and date somebody else right away, like, they watched you while they dated this other person. So, I mean, like, Honestly, I mean, don't give in to people who break up with you and go and date other people right away. Like, don't give in to thinking that that's love all the time, because honestly, a lot of people do it just because they're bored. And they will feel the loss of you. And sometimes it's just, it doesn't happen as quick. Because again, they've got something else in front of them, right? So it doesn't, they've got a distraction, but that's all it is. It's just a distraction. It's not like a distraction isn't a healing process. Distraction is a survival instinct. So put it that way. That's a good one. You're absolutely right. Distraction that's a way we survive. So this person didn't get what they wanted, like they thought they were going to. I'm wondering, the bat just got itchy. And I'm like, what am I rubbing? And I'm thinking, I'm rubbing the bat. Like sonar? It's like you don't see them, but they see you. It's like they're pinging right off of you. Like, you really, honestly, I'm not going to lie. Like, I can't get mad at this person. And I feel like, because you know why I can't get mad at them? Because I feel like they ate shit. Which is like, how can you be mad at somebody? Like, they got their karma. Like, they got it. Okay? They ate what they gave. Okay? And they didn't like it. And now that's a lot, okay? So I don't know. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Hope it resonates for somebody. Wow. Wasn't sure if I was going to get that word out. Okay. Keys on a ring. Did you hear that honk? So, anyways, that's the end. I'm so glad you were here. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Thanks for joining. I might be back later. I'm going to go do some things, and then I'll be back most likely. Personal readings, whitneymoonshine@gmail.com. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Oh, there's Divine. I didn't even see you there, girl. What up, everybody? Peace out. Have a good one. Word to your mothers.